Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a new World of Tanks video. And today we are once again on the test server, and we are not testing something like the new French heavy tanks or the Badger. We are testing and having a look at the customization. The new and improved customization for 8 to tier 10 vehicles. And well, as you might have already seen, I played a little bit around with it, and I have to say there is a lot of things which are good, but there are still things Wargaming certainly needs to look after. So let's go through everything we have so far. I think the best would be even we getting a tank full, which is, or let's say we get a tank which is not being plastered on by Camouflage so far, which would be the new French heavy tank. Because, well, most of my tanks, or even all of my tanks, do have Camouflage plastered onto them. So, if you, for example, get your newest added tank into the garage, you can go to the exterior and now you will get a lot of things. First of all of those camouflages will give you the same bonuses as none of the above, or none other camouflage would do. They will give you the same 5% for a heavy tank, the same 5% or 3% for a heavy tank, I'm not sure. It will be all the same, it doesn't matter how the tank looks, even if you theoretically make your tank in a pink one. Why is it not working? Funny enough, immediately then when I try to do it with a new tank, it's suddenly not working. There we go. Okay. Now no. Apparently it doesn't want to get those specific. Dang. We already found the first bug, ladies and gentlemen. I really didn't. Gosh dang it. Okay. Okay. Come on. Let's try that with another tank. Let's try it with the Foch. No, let's try it with the Badger Art. Oh yeah, let's go. That sounds like a good idea, Raging. Yeah, that will be such a good idea. As you can see, you will have several different modules, or several different rows down here, and all of which are quite different. One is called paints, one of which is camouflage, emblems, inscriptions, and effects. Sadly enough, there's so far only one effect, and you can't really do much with that effect. You can put it right here, and you can see it looks a little bit worn. Hence why it's called worn effect. Dun, dun, dun. You also have preset styles which you can buy for credits instead of gold, which I guess is fine and not a big problem. But yeah, what else can you do? First of all, you can paint your tank. For example, I'll say, yeah, I really like this national color, which is only available for them. Excuse me, for the French, which is this vert olive, which is green olive color, and I can say, oh yeah, for the winter I want to have something like gris, which is gray or looks even kind of blackish, and for the desert we have something like that. That is totally what you can do, and it doesn't matter, you will get your camouflage points. You can even say, you know what, I want to go full on stylish, and yes, this also means you can make your tank purple, give it a funny barrel. You can even say, oh, you know what, I just make the barrel purple and that's it, to annoy some people which are looking at me. But this is important, if you make those non-historical camouflages in it and you get out of the setting, go into the settings, you can actually disable them down here, hide non-historical elements. Which is, in my opinion, I guess good, but I personally don't really mind such camouflages. I don't know, it's not really big of a deal for me. Just going to clean the tank again, so we have no things interfering. So, this will be the paints, and the paints do have interactions with what you will have when you take on camouflages. And here I have to say, Wargaming really needs to work on things. For example, if we take this camouflage, it shows those squares in the background, meaning you can say what base color you want to have, like this or like this. And actually, do have to say, dang, that looks actually good. Or we even take the German gray. German base color, which is this gray, which should also look really cool. And your tanks, or your tank in general, is parted into 5 different categories or 5 different parts, where with paint you can paint all 5 of them, and with camouflages only 3, as you can see here. For the painting, you can paint your tracks. Let's make it something you can actually see. You can paint your hull, your turret, your gun barrel, and your gun breech. So you can get a 5-colored tank. If you go for camouflages, you can only paint your hull, your turret, and your gun barrel plus breech. And it would look like this. Otherwise, those different camouflages have different effects. For example, as I already said, if they have this obvious squares in the background, you are allowed to put your paint behind them, which is in my opinion quite good, but sometimes it's also not really understandable. Like this one should also be gray in the background, I would say. And you can still put different camouflages on it and it will shimmer kind of through it, but you won't see it that hard, which is kind of sad. But you also have, or all nations do have, something new, which is the multicolored. The multicolored, as you can see, you could has also those different points or different camouflages in the background. Let's just make everything the same. There we go. And go back to camouflages, because now you can see you have on the multicolor you have different color types. You can say, you know what, let's do that. Dang, that actually looks slick. Or you can do that, or you come back to go where you have your paint overlay or lower plate. You can also say you want to make it smaller or even a little bit larger. I guess this would be a good time to go to a real canvas like the mouse. Because let's be honest, the mouse is simply humongous and you can paint a lot of stuff on it. So, right now we have the pre-war camouflage, this one, which is allowed to shine through. You can say, I want to make it smaller, medium or large, and yeah, that's it. And here comes a little bit of a criticism of my side. I would like that Wargaming is introducing something like in War Thunder, where you have a slider. And that there is also like a very small option and a very large option, in my opinion. It would make customization even greater, and I think a slider should not be too much if you just make those things bigger. But that's my personal opinion. And this also works for the other. The smaller, medium and large setting works for every single camouflage you can actually get on. But I have to say, when this is small and this is medium, this is large, sure, there is a difference, but in smaller would like much more stripes. That's my personal opinion. And again, you have your multicolored thing. You can say, like, let's just take the hull again. We can make it only small. The turret will get its large one, and the barrel just stays at medium. But honestly, we can go for this color variation or this one. And let's make the turret like that. There we go. Now we have our mouse. Emblems and inscriptions didn't really change. As you can see, you can just put it on here or put it on here. That's about it. Nothing more has changed. But it looks like Wargaming wants to give us the ability to actually add things. As you can see, there's a plus, and I think that there will also be an option around here where you can actually put pluses to the tank and say, yeah, I want to have here something, and so on. And the same goes for inscriptions. You can just say, yeah, I want this here. I only want it. Let's add it in winter only, but not in. Let's add it on summer and in desert, but not in winter, as you can see. So yeah, and another new effect is the worn paint effect. But I have to say, there is once again something missing, which is called the slider. Because yes, it is there, but if we remove it, it's not that big of a deal, which is kind of sad. Sad is also that so far we don't pay anything for those camouflages almost. As you can see, it's only like 3 or 1 gold each, which is okay, I guess, but yeah, it's not really a big thing, so we don't know yet how expensive those things will actually be. But you might also say, well, Raging, how is it looking with other tanks? On lower tiers, these options won't be, I think they won't be so big. As you can see, there will be only the abilities to put something like this on it and make it larger and smaller, but you won't be able to paint your tanks how you want them to be painted on, which, well, can suck a little bit, but oh well, you can't have it all. It only works for tier 10 vehicles, if I am correct, painting, and lower tier tanks have, oh no, excuse me, tier 8 to tier, no wait. I think it works only on tier 8 and on, okay, this one is not working because it's a Chrysler, and this one as well. Because on tier 9 tanks the painting doesn't work, as far as I remember. Yes, it only works on tier 8 and tier 10 vehicles, which is kind of funny but also kind of understandable. But yeah, I do like that in the new multicolor camouflage scheme, Wargaming actually included different schemes. Like this army green looks actually gorgeous on those tanks. And I am really looking forward to put it on tanks which I usually drive. You can also put it like this, and we can say, oh, you know what? Yeah, oh, yeah, that looks great, and this could also look great, and this one will get a T28 camouflage. There we go. Let's also make the T28 camouflage. There we go. Now we have our T49 dressed up for winter, and lastly, it needs to be suited for something like in a desert. Yeah, that looks funny. A duckbill which is yellow. Let's go for that, and let's get some stripes in here. There we go. We have finished our T49. We can add on some emblems like this and probably something like this. And yeah, the inscription could also not be bad. We see how we can put it here and we can put it here. But that's about it. You can't really change a lot on your tier 9 vehicles. Only possible for tier 8 and tier 10 vehicles, and also only possible for tanks which actually do have camouflages. Like the Chrysler GF won't have the ability to change its color. Same goes for the Scorpion G. As you can see, it doesn't even work at all, even though we have inscriptions on it, which, well, Wargaming, what did you do wrong here? But yeah. What do we have else? The cool thing about those paintings in general is, in my opinion, that if you do not like something like this camouflage, let's just turn it off. In general, all camouflage is off. You are more or less quite free on make your tank how it looks. This would be the obvious blank KB5, but you can say, you know what, I want to have it a little bit green, this Russian green, and there we go. Now I already have my KB5 painted, and that's it. Or you can say, you know what, my KB5 got captured by the Germans, that's why it has the German gray. Sadly enough, you can't really, as far as I remember, add the flags of real Germany, like how it is on the tanks. But yeah, now we can say, you know what, it was captured by the German, but it's now a Swiss tank. That's why it is in this gray. So far you can do a lot of cool stuff. I think it's not unnecessary. It's not necessary at all. Definitely not. Also, those colors are not necessary at all either. But I think it's a good way, or a good way into the right direction, a good step into the right direction. There are still more things which they should change. For example, clearly show which camouflages are compatible to your underpaint, like the paints here. And what is also really important, I think they should add a slider and make a bigger arrangement. Like, yes, sure, it is nice, but I want to be wonky, I want to be special. Yes, I want to have more of those trees over my tank, or digital camo, I want to have even more digits over it. Otherwise, the multicolor feature is amazing. Seriously, I love that you can make so many different colors on your multicolor. Like, this looks great, this one looks also special. Yes, it gives some variety, don't get me wrong, and I really do like that about. But sliders would be great. Those colors are simply amazing. But yeah, guys, what do you think? Have a quick look. Yeah. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. I am looking forward to that change. Those are quite nice changes, and yeah. Thanks for watching and good luck on the battlefield.